Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Get in, loser! Mean Girls is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Join Katie Heron as she meets the plastics in Tina Fey's new twist on the modern classic. Get ready for more of the rumors, backstabbing, and jokes you loved from the original movie with some fetch surprises. Rated PG-13. Wear pink and head to ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
Are you being apologetic about it?
No, I'm not being apologetic about it.
I mean towards her. I mean towards him, because his notes are kind of confusing. I see exactly why you ended up charging $56.
Absolutely,
I didn't think
Your
I was
Honor.
good. I'll say it. You work for him. You can't say it, but I'll say it.
These are the plaintiffs, Susan Felice and Anthony Moyo. Susan says the defendant took advantage of a misunderstanding regarding a repair bill for her car. And now she's trying to duck out on paying for the work they did. That's right, there was a clerical error on the bill. The plaintiff only paid $56 on an $800 bill, and they're owed $744, the amount they're suing for today. This is the defendant, Kim Copper. She says it's not her fault the amount the plaintiff's receptionist charged her for the car repairs. She was simply handed a bill, paid it with her debit card, and left. She feels like she's the one who's being taken advantage of by the unscrupulous plaintiffs, owes them nothing, and feels the judge is going to agree. She's accused of skipping out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Juniper Auto Repair, represented here by Susan Felice. You're the receptionist, and Anthony.
I'm the owner.
And your name is?
Moyo.
Moyo. You're the owner. You are suing Kim Copper for $744 that she owes for car repairs.
Yes.
Usually people don't get their cars if they don't pay the money. What happened here?
What basically happened is Kim dropped her car off on the 13th of August, okay? She went on vacation, all right? And my guy did the bill, gave her the estimate, okay? When he wrote the estimate, he missed charging out 2 struts. He only charged out 1 strut on the original estimate, which I have here, Your Honor. So when I called her when she came back from vacation, when I told her what the total bill was, she was a little upset because...
Why? Because the estimate had been what?
The original
estimate had been what?
$713 plus tax,
And
which
the
was
new estimate
$770.
was?
$899. Okay, when she got a little upset about that, I said, look, I'll work with you. Meet me halfway. You know, we could work something out. So basically, I told her, let's call it $800 even. Okay, which I didn't think was too bad. She said she didn't have the $800. She only had $744 in cash. I said, well, okay, if you want to pick up the car tonight, bring me the $744. You'll owe me the $56. Okay. I was expecting her to show up that night, okay? She never showed up. Now, the next day, she come in, okay? Now, I work a job during the day. I'm not there in the day. But what happened the next day?
Is
Go
where
ahead,
I come
talk
in.
to me.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The next day, you know, I come to work as normal. It's a busy day. Kim came in, and I pulled the bill, and I took the bill down, and I showed her the bill itself. I passed it to the customer. This is your total. Could you please sign it? She handed me her credit card. I mistook the balance for her balance because sometimes in this situation, they maybe have made a deposit, okay?
Let me see what you have in your hand.
She gave me the credit card. I ran the credit card as normal through the credit card machine. I handed her back the card, stapled the receipt.
Hold on. So what you saw
was his notes on the telephone.
So these notes here
is what he made while he was on the phone with her that evening.
I was on the phone the night before with her. That she was going to have a balance of 56.
Hold on, are you being apologetic about it?
No, I'm not being apologetic about it.
I mean towards her, I mean towards him, because his notes are kind of confusing. I see exactly why you ended up charging $56.
Absolutely,
I didn't think I was gonna. I'll say it. You work for him. You can't say it, but I'll say it. I see exactly why you would look at that and say, oh, maybe she left a $744 deposit and you charge her $56 because the notes are kind of vague, right?
I've had this instance in the past.
Sure.
And most of the customers will say.
What's the relationship between you two? Just employee boss?
I'm just an employee.
Okay, don't get so excited. So what happened here? Did she say to you, oh, no, that's not right. I'm supposed to give you $744?
She didn't say anything.
She didn't. Okay, so she got a bill for $56. She signed it. She left. When do you realize, or who realizes?
When he called me.
When I came in at 2 o'clock, okay, I seen Kim's bill, $56. I said, oh, she paid the $56 by credit card. So I went into the safe, because they usually drop the money into the safe, to go look for the $744 cash.
Right.
There was no $744 cash.
Right.
So I got the phone
Okay, so
call.
I called her right away.
Right.
I said, hey, what happened here? And then I tried calling Kim. Okay,
Wait, so when he called you, were you like panicking, like, oh?
Yeah, he made me cry, but
He
that's
made you
all right.
cry? Wait, he made you cry. He made you cry. He
What
made
is
you cry.
exact words,
Okay,
Your
but hold on. So what was his exact words? No,
He said it in my head on my head.
He did what? That you had your head in a certain body part?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay. Miss Copper.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's going on?
You? Well, I took my car, as they said, to the shop to get it fixed. And I was out of town when it was repaired, supposed to be. And when I returned, I got to the shop, which the car was not repaired.
What'd you get done, by the way?
My car was smoking. And whatever, I'm not a mechanic.
What did she get done?
Judge, she got a water pump, she got front struts, stabilized link bushings, wiper blades, okay? That's everything she got done.
Okay, so according to you, you get to the front, to the cashier, you expect to be charged $744, and what are you charged?
I never looked at the bill. She had the bill. I gave her my card. She charged my card. I folded the bill, folded the papers, put them in my pocketbook, bought gas, and pumped the gas and left.
Okay, I have no problem with that.
3 hours later.
Then when you get a call,
okay,
this is where you and I are going to have a problem. When you get a call, what happens?
She gives me a call, and she said, he said, you was charged the wrong thing. I said, how? What did she charge me? The bill was $744. He said, she didn't charge you that. You need to come back to the shop. He never said what she charged me, and I was driving, so I couldn't see. So by the time I got home, which was late, from Jersey.
How far is your home from the shop?
My home from the shop is 5 blocks.
Oh, okay.
About 5 or 6 blocks.
Okay.
But the time that I got back, they were closed.
Right, okay.
So when I woke up the next morning, they didn't call me 35 times saying this, that, the other. The police on their way to my house.
What was that, and what was the other? The only reason they're calling you is because you're not, because there's no, listen, if you had said, I'm going to be there tomorrow, don't worry, you think somebody would call you 35 times?
The car was never fixed. I had to take it somewhere else to get it repaired and paid over again. The same thing. I have a
Let me
receipt.
see what you have in your hands.
Had to repay this car.
Okay, this is an original bill that shows you paid $139 the very next day to have an oil change. And
that was the same day.
Light bulb change. Do you understand that that's different than having water pump change, having struts change, having stabilizer link bushings change, replacing your wiper blades? Right? You understand that that's not the very same thing. That's just, you also did something else to your car.
Yes.
This is just a piece of paper with some scribbling on it. This is a bill for $900 that's basically the kind of receipt that you can buy at Walgreens and then you fix it in. Okay? And let me see some proof you paid $920 to somebody.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin in front of the TMZ Hollywood Tour Bus. Question, does she have to pay the $800? You're nodding no?
No, because if the clerk made the mistake, that's their fault. They should get a new clerk.
Okay, it may be their fault, but she knew she was getting $800 worth of work.
If it's in the writing, then she has to pay it. But if it's not,
Well, if the writing, they made a mistake.
Ethically, I think she should.
Legally?
Legally, no, maybe, but ethically.
Wow, going inside the courtroom.
That's the receipt for it. That is the receipt.
How'd you pay it?
I paid cash.
How come it?
I put a deposit on it.
Where's the original one?
Right here.
Okay, let me see the original one. Okay.
So it's for the wash.
What's the name up here?
Mr. Fix It.
And what's this for?
It's for my car.
No, honey, I know it's for your
For
car.
the smoking, my car was smoking.
Why didn't you take it back to them
Right,
if they had just
exactly.
fixed it? Because you don't want to go there because then you're going to have to fork over $744.
No,
but if they have a repair, I assume you have a warranty on your repairs.
Your Honor, I back my work 100%. I've been in business 30 years.
I don't even know what this is. What can you figure out what this bill says?
Yeah, but can I see it,
seals
please?
or something? Some
I would
such
love
thing?
to see that.
Looks like it's for no wages.
It looks like he put some kind of a gasket. The only word I can understand is gasket down there.
That's the only word I can understand.
Yeah. Oh, see, it's got nothing that says nothing about any of the other work that I've done. Even the receipt, the date was altered. I mean, you could tell it's an altered receipt. I mean, I'm a legitimate business. I've been in business 30 years. I stand behind my work.
Yeah, I'm not accepting this as evidence. First of all, the original date on it appears to have been 6, not 8, June. Second of all, the date is clearly altered. Someone has written over it. I can barely read it. Third of all, it's just a plain old receipt that you can buy anywhere and write whatever you want on it. And fourth of all, there's no proof that payment was made. None of it doesn't say, there's no, I mean, anybody could do this and say, oh, look, the car didn't work. No. And fifth of all, because I can't remember what number I was on, there's no evidence that that is anything that this was. When somebody doesn't fix a car right, what you have to end up doing is give them a chance to correct it. And at a minimum, if you don't trust them anymore, prove to me that the next person who fixed it, even if you didn't have all these little problems with the dates, that the next person who fixed it says, either in an affidavit or comes in here and testifies and says, listen, the water pump wasn't put in right. The struts weren't repaired correctly. The wipers are old. Whatever it is to show that you shouldn't have to pay this bill. It has to be related to this. But on top of that, the thing that slays me is that I know that there's nothing else wrong with that car, because if there had been and you had paid them, you would have gone right back there. What happened is that you made a mistake and you were taking advantage of it. Why? 'Cause you could. That's what happened. That is what's wrong with America. You know that? Because this is the kind of low-level boil of dishonesty that really makes life miserable. Most people will not be victims of a robbery. Most people will not be, hopefully, victims of a burglary. But this kind of thing, where clearly you screwed up, but so what? If I owe the money, I owe the money, and I pay the money.
You sleep well at night.
$744 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on right there, please.
Wow. What was that like?
I was not pleased with the outcome of it. I was not pleased with the outcome of it.
Yeah, I know, but what about how you looked in there trying to get away with there? They made an honest
Getting
mistake.
away,
They made an honest mistake.
And I tried to correct it, but they started harassing me.
Okay, so hold on now. Don't walk toward there. That's the way out. But don't go yet. Why didn't you just pay him?
I tried to pay him.
She tried to pay him.
Yes, she tried?
She tried to pay him, but they started harassing.
Harassing to pay.
Yeah. They started calling her every
To
day,
pay.
every day, every
To
day.
pay.
The money wasn't even the problem.
All right. All right, so step on in here and
you doing?
next to her over there, okay?
Oh, next to her.
What are you harassing them to pay for?
You know what? The first time she said we were harassing her, okay, we stopped calling her. We sent her a certified letter.
We called her 3 times.
He made you cry. What kind of
He
guy
did.
What kind
It's
of guy
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Why is
I'm
it
a big
okay?
girl.
Yeah? What are you
Things
making her
happen.
cry for? What's the matter
I
with
was angry.
What did
very
he say?
angry.
What did he say to you?
You don't want to know.
Did you ever apologize to you?
Yes,
'Cause
he did.
He's going
I did
to. I thought he was going to right now.
He's been in business 30 years. He's a good boss. Good man.
Okay. Harvey?
She screwed up.
Okay, Kurt, look, if this is an obvious mistake and the person, the customer, has not changed positions relying on the amount or whatever, then the bottom line is you have to pay. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
These are the plaintiffs, Lawrence and Patricia Seifert. Lawrence says they were duped into buying a mobile home from the defendant. The thing was overrun with mold. The pipes were broken. There were water leaks from the AC units, and the list goes on and on and on. The defendant covered up the defect. They were tricked by the deceitful defendant and are suing for the state max of $5,000. This is the defendant, Roger Farish. He says he replaced the heating system in the trailer prior to the sale, had no other obligations to bring the trailer up to code, and the plaintiffs purchased it. The plaintiffs got a very fair deal considering they bought it below market value, and he's not responsible for anything that went wrong with the home after they purchased it. He's accused of a cover-up. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $250 for unreturned mail.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs say the defendant swindled them in buying a mobile home, but the defendant says the trailer was fine. It's the case of trailer trash.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Lawrence, is it Seifert or Seifert?
Seifert.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lawrence and Patricia Seifert, you are suing Roger Farish for $5,000. According to you, you're out almost double that, for selling you a mobile home that has turned out to be, I guess, a lemon. And you are countersuing them for $250 for unreturned mail.
Yes.
All right, let me hear from you first. What happened?
Well, my wife and I purchased a mobile home back in April 16, 2015. We did a normal walkthrough. We purchased the home knowing that we're going to be doing DLC, basic stuff, carpet replacement, things like that.
Did you have it inspected?
No, we did not. We were actually...
Is this your first purchase of a home?
Of a mobile home, yes.
Of a mobile home, but not of a...
Not of a home.
Okay, and when you purchased a home in the past, have you gotten it inspected?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead.
We required a dumpster rental to remove the trash, the furniture, personal items that were left there. Pictures on the wall, knickknacks, dirty pots and pans, stove in the sink, black mold, mildew, infestation of rodents and cats.
Tell me about the rodents.
Well, we didn't see actually rodents, but we saw evidence of the rodents when we started taking down the plywood, and we started seeing all the mold that was inside the actual home.
And what evidence of rodents?
And the rodents we saw was the acorns, urination, and their waste.
Okay, do you have pictures?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
All right, do you have a contract for the sale of the mobile home? Did you folks write up a contract?
Yes, I do.
Was this your home?
It was my mom's who passed away. And
Okay,
then,
sorry to hear it. How long had she had it?
She had it, I believe, about 8 years. And there was a monthly maintenance fee on that property of almost $1,000 a month. And I was paying it for 11 months.
Right.
Until,
So you were trying to sell it?
I was trying to sell
because
it.
it was too it's heavy to upkeep.
and I was told that I had to fix the heating system in order to sell it.
Well, you were told that by whom?
By the Bayshore Homes, because
What did
they said I
how
could.
did they know? Did they go in and inspect the
Yeah, they
place?
inspected it, and they saw that there was no heat in there, and by law, she said that I had to upgrade the heating system to sell the place. So I put a new heating system in, and that's all I felt I was obligated
hold on one
to.
second. By law, you had to do that, or by
that's-
their rules?
By their rules.
Oh, okay.
So I put a brand-new heating system in, completely cleaned out the place, there was no furniture in there,
Okay.
and I had the
So
carpets
you have
cleaned.
pictures. Let me see the pictures.
But, Your Honor, we knew this before we bought the premises, bought the
You knew
house.
what?
That we want to clean this place up.
Okay.
It's when we started removing these items and the carpeting that we knew that we were going to remove the carpet is when we started finding out that we had mold and we had all kinds of holes in the floor. We had the water leakage that was in the mobile home was
Okay,
was unbelievable.
but may I see the contract that you folks have?
I have a bill of sale that says that the defendant signed saying that he promises that the house was free from any liens or encumbrances.
let me see what this is.
That's the bill of sale, here you go.
Free from liens and encumbrances means that there's no mortgage on it, and there's no loan against it, and that there's no judgment against it for some reason. That's what that means. How about the bold part that's right under that? Did you read that?
Yeah, but when
right,
I
because
look-
what does that say? That says the home is sold as is. No guarantees or warranties express or implied.
But when I looked into encumbrances, since we've owned homes before, and that it's not useless, and that we bought the home intending on living there.
I'm sorry,
not
what do you
building.
think encumbrances means legally?
That it's not, it's free from, it's not useless, it's not a disadvantage.
No, it doesn't magically convert an as-is sale to something better. It doesn't. You were asking how much for the mobile home?
Originally, my mom paid $47,000 for it, and after 11 months of not selling it, I put it up for sale for $37,000, and I sold it to them for $19,000.
19 or 20?
19, and $1,000 was for the closing fees.
Oh.
So they really paid $19,000 for it.
No, we did not.
No, we paid $20,000 for the item. Your Honor, I have the pictures that you requested.
They also have a lawsuit against the Bayshore Homes, suing me for the same things they're suing me for today, that they're going to go on the 21st in another small claims court matter.
Right, but what do you mean?
They have two suits for the same
I got that,
damages.
but what are you saying that Bayshore Homes did?
Bayshore Homes did not tell us what was going on in that house.
Underneath his rugs?
No, they didn't tell us that they had to go out and buy another heater system because the
It's
water
right
was
there
too...
in the ad.
What
says
difference
new
does it make
heater.
when it's right there where?
Right on the ones with the pictures?
It's right there where?
The listing.
In
from
the
Bayshore
listing it
Homes,
says?
It says new heating system.
New heating system. Plus, why would you complain about a new heating system?
I'm not.
He stated, though, that he got the new heating system because the
Old one didn't work.
No, the heat was turned off, and that's why the pipes froze.
The heater...
No, you don't need a new one because the heat was turned. If it says it's got a, so what you're saying is that there was an amount, 11 months where there was no heat.
8 months.
Yep.
Or 8 months where there was no heat, and that therefore caused what?
Massive water leak problems because
But
all the
why
pipes...
would, okay, so,
The pipes froze up.
okay,
and burst.
what evidence do you have that the pipes froze up?
I have a contractor saying that that's what he found.
Okay, let me see that. When did you replace the heating system?
October or November.
Show me proof.
Oh, you could call them.
I could, but I ain't gonna. You could call them.
I have,
We could do it that way. You could, because I'm interested in this, because if you deliberately do not fix a heating system during the winter because you don't feel like paying for it, that's a problem, because you can expect that there's going to be some burst pipes. But do you have the receipts for the new water heater? That'll do it.
I don't think I do, but they might. But
Do you have the receipts for the new water heater?
Because I left it with
A
them.
water heater or a heating system? I'm sorry.
Heating system.
The receipts.
The water heater.
For the receipts for the heating system.
No.
Do you
No.
have it?
No.
I did leave it with them.
No,
though.
he did not.
Yes.
We didn't get
Who'd
no
you pay?
documentation.
Who was it who did it?
Licensed and insured.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short recess. I want to get that. I want to know when you put in the heating system. I want to know if you left it there all winter like that.
Well, at closing, I was entitled to have the oil that was in the heating tank paid back that had nothing to do with the house. But they were complaining to me about the price of the oil that was in the tank. I said, just keep the oil.
Okay, but that doesn't answer what I just asked. I still want to delve into what I just asked. So I'm going to take a short recess, and then we'll figure out if any money's due to you anyway for oil.
So if the deal is as is, are they just screwed?
If it says as is, and there are no
just says as is,
then you take it as is.
Is that it? End of story?
If this says as is, there's something wrong with it, so you should have done an inspected.
Okay. Oh, by the way, can we swing around here? I got to show you this. Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
When was the new heating system installed?
December.
Do you have the receipt for that?
They said they were faxing it over to you.
Okay. All right. So I'll take a look at that. All right, now you've handed over some pictures. Let me tell you a few things, okay? I understand why you're disappointed and you feel like, somebody, like you paid too much money for this. You are demanding that he pay you $5,000, which would bring your purchase price down to $15,000 for an item that he was asking $35,000 for. And that you never had inspected. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with you signing something that says that there are 0 warranties, implied or express whatsoever, because it's an as-is sale and not getting the thing inspected. Everything that you're complaining about, you didn't see. Why would you expect him to see when he didn't live there and he was selling it and neither one of you are seeing it? It's stuff that becomes, underneath with home ownership once you start ripping things apart. What did he do wrong that he should have to pay you $5,000 when he sold it to you as is and at a deeply discounted price to get rid of it?
Your Honor, we thought we were buying a home to live in.
I don't care what you thought. What did he do wrong? With all due respect, what did he do wrong? Because you can only get him to pay you if he did something wrong. What did he breach?
We feel that he covered up certain things.
How did he? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear evidence of cover-up. Show me evidence of cover-up. What did he cover up?
He put a new skirt around the entire part of the mobile home because it sits up high.
My mom did.
Okay.
Whatever.
What evidence do you have he put it?
And the skirt actually hid many, many things, like, for example...
Okay, but that's life. The floor hid things. And yeah, you don't know what's underneath if there's something on top. The fact that his mother puts a new skirt on her mobile home doesn't mean that you have evidence of somebody trying to dupe you. This is very easy. You pick up the rug a little and you see if there's mold underneath. You have a mold testing kit. There's all kinds of stuff that could have been done that you didn't do.
Right.
Shame on you, not on him. Exactly. What did he do to cover up? What did he do?
Your Honor, I'm in a trade for 40 years. I'm an electrician.
Wait, what trade?
I'm an electrical contractor.
You gotta be kidding
me. And I'm licensed.
You are a licensed electrical contractor. That makes me think that you did know what you were getting into.
I knew.
And now are just complaining because it's turned out to be, you've bitten off more than you can chew. But you're actually in the biz and you didn't know you could get a mobile home inspector? Really?
No.
Yeah. All right, listen. I didn't sign this contract. You did. And in the contract, you very explicitly waive any express or implied warranty and purchase it as is, okay? Now, you have a countersuit against them for $250 for unreturned mail.
Yes. He was supposed to give me my mail.
Well, why was it still mailed there? You should have had it transferred.
I had stuff
transferred. And why
transferred.
were you getting mail there? You were never living there.
My mom's mail, my sister and brother had mail going there. I had a few things go there. I had everything transferred over, but he also, when he sued me, put the address of the trailer on, so I never saw that letter coming back to me. If not for the People's Court, I would have never known I was being sued.
Okay.
No, it was forwarded.
Well, we're kind of a full-service place that way. All right. Do you have any of his mail because that would be a federal offense.
Absolutely not. And I just want to
so
say,
when his mail comes there, if any mail comes there, you just like reject it. You
Return
just
to sender.
return to sender. Okay. We're done. We're done. On your counterclaim against them, 0. I'm asking them under oath. They say they don't have your mail, that they're putting return to sender. And on their claim against you, also 0. That is my verdict.
All right, both sides, hold on, please.
Judge Milian has ruled on this case. Nothing on either side here. Step in. It's the plaintiff coming out of the courtroom with what's going through your mind here after this.
I think it's totally unfair. She didn't really listen to everything that was going on for us. And
it's not her fault you didn't get it inspected.
There's no requirements for getting inspected.
Requirement? Like any other as-is sale car, you don't have to get
with encumbrances. And this is a car. This is a vehicle.
Yeah, so you get them inspected when you buy them as is.
but you can't see through the walls either. So, anybody that...
What are you doing with the
There's
place
certain
now?
things we're renovating.
It's completely
because that's the
gutted.
only place we have to live in.
Okay, all right. All right, good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right, head right down this way. All right, step on in here and... All right, you come out with nothing in your countersuit, but how are you feeling about this verdict?
I feel it was a good verdict. He could have had it inspected, but chose not to. A guy in the trade chose you not to hire him.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, here's the deal. The only way out of an as-is deal is if there's some proof of fraud. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Maria Luisa Guidi Chavez. She says she paid the defendant money in advance to babysit her child, but he was taken from her over an unfortunate incident, and the defendant refuses to refund her money. The defendant never actually babysat for her. She's not about to pay her for work she didn't do, and is definitely owed the $300 she gave to her. This is the defendant, Rose Palomino. She says she and the plaintiff were once friends. And one thing's for sure, she doesn't owe that woman a dime. Yes, it's true her child was taken from her by child services. And yes, she was paid to babysit him. But since the plaintiff owed her money for a previous loan, they decided the $300 would be used to pay off her prior debt. Now her former friend is turning around and suing her for no good reason. Come on. She's accused of fouling up a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that she fronted the defendant money for babysitting services that she never did. But the defendant says the plaintiff's kid was taken away from her by child services, and the whole thing is just a mess. It's the case of adventures in babysitting.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
Okay, Maria Luisa Guiti Chavez, you are suing Rose Palomino for $300 that you paid her to take care of your children, which ended up not being necessary. Tell me what happened.
What happened is I'm planning to have emergency family situation, and I'm planning to go to Honduras, Central America. So I spoke to Rose Palomino about to take care of my son.
How old is your son?
He's 8 years old.
And how do you know Ms. Palomino?
Like from 2009.
Okay. And she was going to take care of your child because you had a family emergency in Honduras?
It was only on 1 month.
You were going to leave for a month, or it was a month away that you were going to leave?
It was only 1 month.
How long was she going to be gone for?
She told me she was going for a month.
Oh, a whole month?
A whole month.
And then how much were you supposed to get paid to watch your kid?
She was going to give me $600.
For the whole month?
For the whole month, yes.
What was the family emergency? Can you tell me, or? Well, okay, you don't have to. Was it an emergency or was it vacation?
She was going to party. Okay, that's what she told me. There was no emergency, miss.
So that I'm not Miss. You're calling me Miss?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I'm Judge. All
Sorry.
right.
I apologize.
But if she was going to party, and that's to say, hey, can you watch my kid for a month because I want to party? Why were you only charging her $600?
That's exactly what she told me. She's going to Honduras because she hasn't been there in like many years. So she was like, she's gonna go have a great time.
Okay, so she was going on she was going to visit family and go on vacation. And there wasn't like an emergency.
Yes.
According to you, there was never an emergency.
There was never an emergency. She was just going to Honduras. She told me, she hasn't been there.
Do you know her son well?
Yes.
Okay.
But we didn't meet in 2009. We met like 4 years ago. Okay. When her son was taken away from her, from ACS. That's how we met.
So why was your son taken away the first time?
it was neglected. They accused me by neglected. So that's why they took it.
And where did your son go?
He went to foster care.
For how long?
For 2 years and a half.
2.5 years?
For 2 years.
And then what happened? And then you're planning to go to Honduras for a month. You offer her $600 to take care of him for a month?
Yeah.
And then you pay her $300.
Because I was having an emergency situation in Honduras.
What was the emergency?
One of them, the lady, she raised me, she died. And my father died
she
too.
died and you were going to go a month later? How is that an emergency?
And my father died too. So that's why
When did your father die?
He just died recently. So I was trying to organize the
Let's talk
money.
about this. She says that when she met you, your child had been taken away from you. And according to you, your child lived away from you in foster care for how long? 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Was your child taken away again?
Yeah, because I was drinking with her. And I was in her house. I went to pick up my 1 year old son on daycare.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have 2 boys.
You went to pick up your 1-year-old son at daycare after drinking at her house. Did you go with her to pick up your son or alone?
No, I went alone.
Okay.
Went alone. They smell alcohol on me. And they let me go home. They call ACS.
Who's they? The daycare?
The daycare called ACS reporting me that I was drinking and I was smelling alcohol.
And and the authorities went to the daycare and took him, and then now he's in foster care?
No, he's in foster care.
What about the 8-year-old?
He was in her house. Then I went to pick him up.
Okay.
To her house.
Okay.
So ACS took from that day. ACS took a little bit time to October 9 to take me to court. On the court, they took both of them.
Do you know more than this?
Yes.
What is it?
No, number one, Judge, she was not in my house drinking. She left her son, 8-year-old son, alone and went to pick up the baby, the infant, drunk.
She left her 8-year-old son alone where?
Yes, in her home, in her apartment. So, and then she went to pick up.
Why was she? Has she been with you drinking all day?
No, not at all.
So she had not been with you that day at all?
Not at all.
All right, go on.
She had a prior case to this. She left her baby home alone for 2 hours. So she was under investigation. So now when she called me and, she wasn't speaking well. She was just like, I think they're going to call ACS. I'm like, Maria, are you okay? She was like, no. She was like, I was drinking. So she was trying to get me to lie for her, to tell them that she was in my house. And, I was like, I'm not.
That she was in your house and what?
Yeah, that she was in my house at the time that,
And that what?
That we was, like she was drinking in my house. I said, no.
Why would that be better?
I don't know. Ask her. I have no idea, Judge.
Did you ever tell the authorities that she was at your house?
I will not. No.
And then what happened?
Next thing you know, about a couple of days after, I think she had court, and then I think she had to take a drug test and alcohol test, and I guess she failed.
They had you take a test, and you failed the test. How did you fail? What was in your system?
It was alcohol.
So you couldn't even stop drinking for the test? Do you have an alcohol problem? Do you have an alcohol problem?
No. Before.
She then tells you, they took the children away from me. I won't need you to take care of my kid after all?
Yeah.
And what was the plan? She was going to go to Honduras with the baby?
No, I mean, I don't know about.
You were going to watch both kids?
No, I don't. That was her plan at first, and she was like, I'm going to watch, if I can watch both kids. But she was lying to me. She kept on telling me for a week, and then come to find out, with the guy that she's going to meet there, he told me a month. That's how I found out the truth.
How did you find out the guy she was going to meet there?
Because he's on Facebook, and we was like, I was in her house one day, and then he told me, I was like, oh, so are you happy if Maria's going, finally to Honduras, bye to meet you? And then I was like, she's gonna be there for like a week.
She didn't even know the guy?
No, she met this guy on Facebook. And let me tell you, she doesn't work, so this is under expenses, the city's expenses, under her son's, SSI
According
check.
to you, she owed you money.
Yes, she did.
What did she owe you money for and when?
Put it this way, every time Maria will ask, I will give it to her because she, her story is always sad. She doesn't have family.
It's not that sad.
No, she never had family.
It's sad for the children. It's not that sad for her. I mean,
Right.
while you're busy meeting boys on Facebook and going to Honduras and partying, your kids have to live in foster care. Get it together.
Should there be like a 3 strikes rule if your kid is taken away, say 3 times by Children's Services going into that? What do you say?
I don't think so. I think you should be able to
constantly rehabilitate. Yeah, well, you know what? That's exactly what you did is the problem, going inside the courtroom.
When you pay somebody $300 to watch your kid for a week and then you're going to make it a month without them knowing, all right, or a month, whatever it may be, because at some point you know it was a month. Because when I asked you $600 for the month, you're like, yeah, I know, but, I felt sorry for her. So at some point before she's leaving, you know it's a month. You are entering into a contract with her. And then through no fault of her own, you breach the contract by managing to get your kids taken away from you a second time. She's ready, willing, and able to fulfill the contract, but you're not. So whether you don't have to, she doesn't have to return it to you because you owed her that money from prior times, or whether she doesn't have to return it to you because you're the one who breached by managing to get yourself in a situation where you now no longer have kids to take care of, that means that she does not have to return to you the money. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies, hold on a couple up.
Okay.
So the plaintiff leaves the courtroom empty-handed. Step right next to me here. First of all, what's your feeling about the judge's ruling here in this case?
I feel bad because she was lying that I was saying that I was going to party stuff. Really, I really have emergency family situation. My father.
Do you think you're a good mother?
Yes, I do. I really do because I be there for my children all the time. That's what happened when I hanging out with wrong people, and really, it's my fault because I should be not hanging out with wrong people like that.
All right, please follow Officer McIntosh this way. And you come out with this smile on your face. What's going through your mind?
Actually, the only thing that's going through my mind right now is I will never be friend ever again. That's what I've learned. Thank you.
Harvey.
Look, I mean, here is the deal. The key factor here is that the defendant made a deal with the plaintiff, and it is not the plaintiff's fault in any way, shape, or form that the kid was taken away, so have to pay.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we break down the latest AP poll and give you insights on my updated Power 36. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized, on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.